I'm Susan Whitmore, founder of griefHaven. In 2003, I started griefHaven after the death of my beautiful daughter, Erica, who died from an extremely rare sinus cancer. When the pain of losing her came flooding in, its unrelenting quality shocked and surprised me. I knew I needed help. Then it dawned on me, if I'm feeling this way and have nowhere to go, there must be millions of other people all around the world who are feeling the same way I am right now. That's when I got the idea to have one place where people could visit and find the types of grief support they so desperately need. That is when griefHaven was born.
My connection to griefHaven is really my personal connection with Susan and Wendell and the trauma that they went through and that we went through when Erica died.
I've had the honor to watch originally Susan and Anne be the original counselors, and really, they say, create a home for grief.
When Susan first started griefHaven, it was Susan and me. It's a way that I get to honor my loss, and I get to know that I am helping a parent in need.
I did whatever I could to reach out to those people who might be helpful in finding resources to help griefHaven. Pam Solomon was one of those, and that's how Friends of griefHaven really got started.
Stephen Rubin came to me one day and said, is there any way that you can help? So I started to talk to friends of Beth Abrams. I was very conflicted. I had lost my 8-year-old son, Jackson, 2 years before that time. I wasn't sure I was ready to shift from being the person grieving to the person that was helping other people with their grief.
griefHaven supported their family by throwing them a life vest. It didn't take them to shore, but it supported them on their way there.
I had people say, absolutely, I want to be a part of this. I want to help. All of these women were excited to support griefHaven. Helping other people that had suffered losses was actually my way to help myself as well.
After Justin died, I found this message that someone left, and it was a woman named Beth. I didn't know her, and she called and she talked about griefHaven support group.
We're talking about all these people that need help and are suffering. If it weren't for you, they wouldn't be getting the help. I'm so grateful for you. We have certified grief counselors. We have licensed therapists in different facets of the therapeutic field. And we also have PhD therapists.
If I can show them the path and the way and stand as a beacon of somebody who's survived what feels unsurvivable, this is profoundly useful.
They've also all lost someone they love. This is really important because in order to work with us, whatever group you lead, you have to have had that loss.
Losing my son was the worst possible thing ever until I got around other parents who had lost children and started my healing process.
If I could just give one person a tiny bit of hope that they're going to get through it, because I did, and so will you.
Every grief matters, and we honor every loss that happens.
They've also all trained with us for a year in our techniques and the way we go about leading support groups.
To other people, and I wouldn't expect them to be listening to me, but people here, we all get it. We all have gone through the same basic ugly thing.
It's been a safe haven for me. It's the place where I can laugh or cry, and there's no judgment.
After being here and seeing the message and working with the program, I realized that I had every right in the world to be here myself.
Justin, at a very early age, showed me how special he was. Jumping forward to losing him, I couldn't deal with it.
It wasn't just go around the room and tell how your kid died. We were able to really get deep into ourselves, and so everybody that I met in there going to be our friend for life.
After Sean passed away, I sought out grief groups almost immediately. The first griefHaven group I went to, the women were like varying ages and young in spirit, which sounds strange to say about a grief group, but they were all very helpful and at different points of their loss.
I became a widow at 76 and thought my life was over. When I walked in, all the women were younger than me, and I thought, I don't really belong here. I'm like their mother's age.
But there was such a feeling of camaraderie, and everybody was going through the same thing. It didn't really matter.
Even though it's very hard to grieve someone you love, there are, you know, you're not the only person going through it. We're bonded by
a loss.
Yeah.
When my brother passed away, we went to a few different groups at a few different organizations, and none of them felt right.
The siblings are often the forgotten grievers. No one stops to ask someone, how are you doing? It's how is your mom doing? How's your dad doing? And they've lost someone who they've been with their whole life.
People who are affected by grief are asking, what is a packet of hope? What's in it? You know, can I use it? What other tools do you have?
I was recently working with a mother and a daughter, and I was able to give them the grief pen. They loved the fact that the heart was upside down, that it expressed to other people that they were grieving.
Giving it to group members as tools, information, and then tools. Like, oh, this is what we do for looping thoughts.
How to cope when your mind starts going into a really dark place. Thinking of a word, things like that have really helped me.
It's given me so many tools, and compassion is one of them.
We're really kind of entrained with the people we love, what we eat, when we get up in the morning, what we think about. We lose somebody that we love so closely, it throws our rhythm off.
The talk is an important part of it. Teaching mindfulness meditation is part of it. Learning about the neuroplasticity of the brain and how you can do that. Learning exercises in terms of what you can do. There's so many things that we go over, having expert people come in and speak to us.
Different things are brought into the meetings that are not only just the emotional of get over it, think about something different. There's scientific research that's added to the meeting, gives me validity.
We all also speak to individuals. We field phone calls.
We get calls from all over the United States and emails from all over the world.
At any given time, 1/3 of the population is experiencing some sort of grief.
One of the things we have on our website is information for you to better communicate with those people who aren't sure how to support you. We have lots of newsletters that cover that subject in detail.
What to say, what not to say to people who are grieving.
The Now You Know videos are little short vlogs. They're under 5 minutes each, where we just touch on one subject. I would like to have a library for all losses that would affect and educate all people. So not only if you're the one that's grieving, but if you're the person who's trying to support someone who's grieving, you'll learn how to do that.
What I would like is the people that I know to learn about griefHaven and just know it exists.
Especially like first responders.
So that when you go out to a call and somebody does die, that you say, here's a place you can call.
We've got to be strong in front of the child, in front of the family.
I was so surprised at how much post-traumatic stress you guys have. We only have these specialists here in the Los Angeles area. One day I hope to be able to take the time and have the time to vet other therapists in other parts of the United States to be able to refer people out to that I'm comfortable really know what they're doing.
I can't tell you how many times with these school shootings I've thought, if only I could fly Susan to meet these communities and these families.
I often think about the people in this world who don't know we exist, who need our unique approach and all of the versatility we provide. That's where additional funding comes in. We try to make our fundraising events fun because this is a heavy subject, especially talking about the death of a child. It's everyone's worst nightmare. So just being in this energy or just hearing this information, it has an impact on your life. We want people to come and know that it's going to be fun and interesting and also educational, but not scary. We'll usually have a very interesting special guest or some kind of entertainment.
The Live Your Life Luncheon is a great way to raise money for griefHaven. We bring in speakers to help people live their best lives.
griefHaven was the perfect avenue for me, and I envisioned at some point it would be so big and the ripples would go out so far and wide that it would outgrow me. One day when I'm no longer here, there will be other people who have stepped up and taken the flag and marched on.
I support griefHaven as part of my family's charitable giving.
Form more grief groups.
We have to have more personnel.
Support more grieving parents, spouses, and siblings.
Doing a webinar for specialists.
By supporting grief, one's not only supporting the sense of loss, but also the sense of possibility.
I have gotten such rich rewards out of this. I've seen the changes in other people that have been here.
A successful life is not about avoiding grief, it's learning to live with loss in a meaningful way.
None of us can change what happened to us, but that doesn't mean, you stop living.
So happy that I could help raise money and be a part of this amazing organization.
There just isn't anything like it.
I will always be a huge supporter of griefHaven.
To know the impact that we have and to know that it could be so much greater.
griefHaven is just a heartbeat away, making the world a gentler and softer place for all.
Love you.
Blossom, smile, some sunshine down my way. Lately I've been lonesome blossom. It's been